All right. Good morning, everybody. We have a guest on our call today, and I'm going to let her go first so that we can then get into our stuff. But let me do my next slide. Oh, shoot. All right. I'm doing it right. It's just not working. So hang on. There we go. So my friend Alexis Scott, who I'm super excited to have with us, and I'm going to give her the screen in a minute. She is a job coach, well, so much more than just a job coach, but the reason that she's hopping on with us is because she is an award-winning LinkedIn guru. And I am a LinkedIn dummy. I am not good at LinkedIn. I don't know what to do with LinkedIn. I dabble, I try, and I want to learn more. So Alexis is going to just talk to us for just a couple of minutes about using LinkedIn. And we just kind of wanted to gauge interest if people would be interested in a class on this. So I am going to stop my share. And Alexis, do you just going to talk or do you want me to give you control? Do you have anything you want to put up? Okay.
I just want to talk. And Shanna, thank you for inviting me. Hi, everybody. My name is Alexis Scott. I am the Fairy Job Mom, but a component actually of what I do is I help executives and founders of companies as well build their LinkedIn presence. So I've built my own to 76,000 plus over the last couple of years. And I've really leveraged LinkedIn for business and growing my own brand, which I know as real estate agents, your brand is really what draws your clients to you. So it is very, very important. I also know that historically, real estate agents don't really leverage LinkedIn as much as they potentially could when it comes to using social media as a marketing strategy. When I think about ways in which you all could think about LinkedIn as a channel for you to connect with people, find leads, etc., I think about it really from sharing your areas of expertise with your community. And LinkedIn, as professional as it is, people want to connect with people and they want to know about yourself. They want to know about the work that you do. They want to know that you know the area in which you're working in. And so if you are contemplating starting a LinkedIn journey, I would highly, highly, highly encourage you to just get started. There's over 2 billion users on LinkedIn. So you can't say your clients aren't on there. You can also see who's employed and who has money to buy houses. So it's a really great tool to leverage. And my expertise lies in helping people craft their content strategy. How do you know what to post about, when to post, how to post, what to say, the formatting, etc. So when Shanna and I were talking, it was really an opportunity for us and potentially you all to learn those kind of tips and tricks about how to leverage LinkedIn. Yeah, I'll stop there. I don't want to do like a sales pitch or anything. I just want you all to think about it, marinate on it. And if this is something that sounds potentially interesting to you, Shanna and I talked about having a workshop. So I'll stop there.
Yeah. I need a workshop because I know that LinkedIn is where I need to be for recruiting.
Yeah.
And so I thought if I'm struggling with it, other people might also be interested in jumping in and just kind of learning the ins and outs of what we should be doing on LinkedIn. So you don't have to answer right now. You can think about it. And then let me know if that's something we want to put together. I mean, what would you say? Like, what is a workshop? Like an hour?
Yeah, it's about an hour. I mean, I try to cover like the basics, starting from what your profile needs to cover and look like, and then talking about your content pillars, and then talking about engagement strategy. That's kind of level 1 LinkedIn. And then anything beyond that, obviously there's nuances and specifics, just like any social media channel.
So we could all benefit from kind of that level 1, higher level overview of what we should be doing in LinkedIn. And then if anybody feels like, okay, this is actually a strategy that I feel like I could really run with, then they could maybe like filter into some other program that you have, because you have the cohort groups and coaching and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're interested in hopping in on a 1-hour free for you guys, LinkedIn workshop, let me know and we'll set it up. And the reason that I invited Alexis and asked her to kind of tell us about it is because I have set up so many different things, brought people in, and then nobody shows up, especially the people that were like, oh, I really want to learn that. And then I'm, the doofus who's sitting here on my thumb with a presenter who took their time out to give us an hour, and it's me and Carly and Betsy on the Zoom. So I just want to see if it's something that people are even interested in before we put it out there. It's something I'm going to do because I need to learn how to use it. I will open it up for everybody if you guys are interested. So I saw Megan in the chat. Yeah, it would be on Zoom because Alexis lives in Boise.
I was
And
just there.
You used to what?
I was just there last weekend.
Oh, fun. Was it nice out? Was it nice out? I can't even remember the weather.
Gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
Okay. Oh, yes. It's going to be gorgeous again this weekend. I can't wait. 74. 74.
I'm waiting for summer. I'm waiting so hard. Harley and I are going to Scottsdale for a conference next week, and it's going to be 97 one of the days that we're there. And I was like, yes, I'm so excited. And Carly is like, what? What is it going to be again? Like, what? That's a real number. All right. So that was, I wanted everybody to meet Alexis. And I just want to kind of gauge interest. And if I'm getting people interested, then we'll set it up.
Awesome. Thank you,
So
everybody.
I don't do tons of sales pitches on our Zoom meeting. So don't feel compelled. Like if this is not something you're interested in, that's totally cool. But if you want to do it with us, we'll get it going.
It looks like Megan, Tabitha, Janet, me, Rick is raising his hand, Angela. Did I see Maggie? There's Maggie.
Yeah, you know what? Because none of us have good LinkedIn pages. Because I've looked at all of them. Because I go scope out y'all's LinkedIn's to see what I should be doing, and none of y'all are doing anything. So,
All right.
I don't know, and I don't know. Yeah. All right. Bye, Alexis.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis.
Yeah.
All right. So, like I said, and now that she's gone, you can throw it in the chat if you want to say, like, I don't want to do that. Whatever. It's not going to hurt my feelings, but I'm going to do it because I have got to figure it out, because billions with a B of people are on LinkedIn using it. And I have whatever you pay for LinkedIn that I don't know how to use, but it tells me when people are looking at my profile. And so like, I'll go to a networking event, and then like the next 2 days, I'll get 42 people looked at your LinkedIn profile. And then I'm like, well, shit, wish they wouldn't, because it's real bad. So I got to clean it up. So if anybody wants to join me on that journey, let's do it. And again, it'll be I'll pay Alexis. It'll be a free workshop that everybody can be in on. And then if you want to do a deeper dive of coaching, because she is, like I said, really good at that. She also built, I should have asked her while she was on here, she built her TikTok up to like over 10,000 followers, like in a couple of weeks when she started doing TikTok, which is really interesting to me because I just don't understand the algorithms, and I try my best, but
Shannon, look at her. She's adorable. Of course she got 10,000.
Yeah.
But her content is just like dorky. Like it's not, I don't know.
I just found out how people get all the views.
How? Show your boobs. Oh, no.
So I have a client who is a comedian, and she was like, oh, how many views on TikTok does your open houses have? And I'm like, 250. And she's like, are you boosting it? And I'm like, I didn't even know you could do that. So apparently you can boost videos for followers on TikTok, which I didn't know.
Oh, that's interesting. So, I didn't either.
Yeah. So I just found that out yesterday. It's under like there's a creator content button somewhere in there under a hamburger, and you can boost your views. So like one of her videos had like 41,000 people on it. And she like literally paid like $20.
That's interesting. I try not to pay for anything if I don't know how it actually works. but that sounds like a good experiment.
Me too, but since she was like, oh, well, our open house videos aren't doing very well because you're not boosting it. Now I'm gonna go do it. So
Okay, keep us posted on how that works. And I saw a couple of people jump in and say they want a class on TikTok. I'll see if she can do that. I mean, LinkedIn is like her bread and butter because she's like one of the top super user people on LinkedIn. And but I know she's doing really well on TikTok right now too. So and then she's not showing her boobs. Okay, I was just joking. It's all about her stuff on LinkedIn is about like your resume and how to get a job and how to stay employed and that kind of stuff, which is dry content and it gets a ton of views. So if she can do it, real estate should be able to do it. All right, I'm going to go back to my screen share. All right, and her email address is on there, Alexis at the Fairy Job Mom. But I'll get her set up because it seems like we have at least 4 or 5 people that would jump on a Zoom to learn about LinkedIn with me. So I'll get that set up and let you guys know when. Okay, next slide. We have a pretty quick agenda to run through, and so this is not going to be a super long meeting unless people have things that they want to talk about. But in the month of February, we were the number 37 brokerage in Clark County, which is, I mean, still good to be out, you know, in the top 100 even for our size. But I always like to be in the top 30 because that's what the graphic pulls, the top 30. And so you guys kicked some major real estate ass in March, and we are back up to number 19. So for the month of March, we were the 19th highest producing brokerage in Clark County. And that doesn't include Oregon, and it doesn't include Cowlitz and Lewis County, where we've also had stuff going on.
Is that the highest we've ever been on the?
It is the highest we've ever been.
Woohoo! Way to go, everybody.
I know, super
Woohoo.
exciting. So number 19 for the month of March, which then took our year to date up from number 32 up to number 26. So number 26 year to date in Clark County.
Nice.
And the reason that stat is like so meaningful to me is that I look at our numbers and I'm like, everybody is struggling. Everybody is a little behind. Well, most of us are a little behind where we were last year. And I've got people calling me going, I'm going to get a part-time job. I mean, it's a tough, tough market out there right now. And so when you think about where you are in that market and how you're feeling it, we're still doing better than 90% of the brokerages, because that puts us, I think, in the top 10%, maybe top 14%. I ran the numbers earlier. So it just kind of makes me feel a little more seen, I guess, when I'm like, okay, I'm struggling, but I'm doing that well in comparison, which means everybody is struggling. And I don't know if that's me wanting companionship in my struggle because misery loves company, or if I'm just mean and I'm like, well, if I'm doing bad, I want you all to do bad. But it puts our brokerage, it puts me in a good place for recruiting and for feeling like we are obviously doing something right as a brokerage, that we're staying in that top 15% of the county. And if our numbers, if you're feeling like you're really slow this year, just know you are not alone, because the whole entire market is feeling the crunch right now. Okay, we had a couple of quick housekeeping things to run through. Broker demands. I was doing a broker demand for somebody on my phone at a conference the other day, and I'm happy to do that. It's easy. I can do it on my phone as long as I have service. And we were in the Hilton, and the Hilton is notoriously bad for having crappy Wi-Fi, and your cell phone won't work inside of there. So it was a little bit of a struggle. When you ask for your broker demand, we can't do your broker demand if your file isn't up to date in Skyslope. Like, we have to go in and see Has there been a price change after the inspection? Is there anything like that happening? So we tend to wait until you have the 35R or the inspection period is over and see if there's going to be any change, and then do the broker demand. So if you need it sooner than that, and you know, and say, oh, we're not going to have any changes. I know that my buyer is going to stick with this price. Cool. I'm so glad that you know that about your buyer. I don't know it, and Carly doesn't know it. So we're waiting to see the 35R. If you want to do your own broker demand to just get it to title quickly, I'm going to show you how to do the top half. I mean, I don't have to show you how to do it. It's basic, but I'm going to show you where to find it if you don't have it. So if you get into a crunch where you're like, I need this broker demand right now, and I'm sorry that Shanna and Carly don't have any Wi-Fi at this conference, but I need it right now. Here's what you can do. You only need to do the top half to get it to title, and then we can still do the bottom half in-house. You go into your Skyslope account. And on this dashboard, I'm assuming everybody's dashboard looks somewhat similar to mine. I hope that's true. You click on working documents. I put a big check mark underneath it because I couldn't figure out how to make a circle around it. Hence my inability to get in the shower because I'm struggling with PowerPoint. So check mark there, working documents, you click it. You get these folders. On mine, it says unfiled docs and CNW docs. I know that you will have CNW docs. I don't know if you have an unfiled docs, but you're going to have one that says CNW docs. Click it. And inside of it are some forms. Some of these have been removed because when I was making this slide, I realized like that's old, that's old, that's old, and I took them out. But in that CNW folder, you'll find our in-house forms. So the buyer service agreement is gone because now we're using the one for the state. Our referral form is there. Our in-house fraud is there. Our W-9 is there. If you ever have somebody tell you, hey, I need the brokerage W-9 to send you a referral fee. And the broker demand is there. So it's company, CNW real estate, company, click company, you get the files, click broker demand, you get a blank copy of the broker demand, fill out the top half. Oh, go ahead.
I just opened it and it isn't blank. There is one filled section, so we need to update a new one.
The blank broker demand is filled out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when you do this, you have to save the document and then fill it out. Otherwise, you're doing the one that's on the computer. But that's fine. And is it filled out to a way that people could delete what's on it?
Yeah, it's literally one section. The
It
list
is, it's a percentage, it's wrong.
Yeah.
But also, if Shanna or Carly aren't available and you need it, I'm also happy to do broker demands.
Yeah,
And
you're going to run into the same problem that we run into, which is we didn't do it because we didn't know if they were finished with their inspection yet. You know, people are asking for their broker demand when we don't know that they're at their final price because they're still in their inspection period or whatever. That's the biggest one. So if you feel like you know information that the rest of us don't have yet because you haven't put it in Skyslope yet, or conversely, if you put it in Skyslope 15 minutes ago and then are like, no, you've got it. Also, that sometimes doesn't work. Like I was able to do that broker demand on my phone, but I couldn't open Skyslope. I didn't have enough bandwidth to open Skyslope. So just, you know, if it's an emergency, just do the top half yourself. And otherwise,
Also,
we will get it done for you. Yep.
also
go ahead,
every once in a while, Skyslope likes to have little demons that hide in the background and change what we've uploaded to this working documents folder.
Well, those demons'
Because
names are our agents because I think sometimes
I mean,
people mess with them.
well, I truly have gone in and updated like the fraud and like when we had new, and then I'll come back another time and they're back to the old ones. And I did
Okay.
hit save. So every once in a while, I'll see that has happened. And so if you guys find one where you're like, I know the updated one was in here before, just again, any of us that with admin access can go in and
And I
make sure
think
we
you
get you
can
the right
also
one.
get a blank broker demand. I think it's uploaded in Facebook in the files. If anybody wants to check that, if while you're on your computer, I think it's there. And I think it's also in the shared Google Doc drive. If you don't have access to that, let me know, but I think it's there also. And it's not going to change. If it changes, I'll let you know, but save a blank one on your computer right now if you want to. But I'm just saying, I feel really bad when people need something from me and I can't give it to them. And I mean, I feel bad when it's my fault. I don't feel that bad when it's your fault because you're asking for it because you just uploaded your document 10 minutes ago. Sorry. That one I don't feel guilt about, but
It is in the files on Facebook, on the
it's in
think
the
tank.
files section of the think tank. Okay, so you've got access to it. We've always said, let us fill it out just because on that bottom half, when people fill them out themselves, we have to go back and change it a solid 80% of the time because you don't remember what the B&O tax is, or you calculate the B&O off of the wrong part. But that bottom part is in-house. The only thing title company needs is that top part. And that is who you are, what the sale price was, what the address was, and what your percentage is. So if you can do that part and you need it quickly, do it. And then upload it into Skyslope if you want to, and we can finish the bottom half for you there. Also, go ahead.
Oh, yes. Some of it is just learning Cascadia's ways because where Megan and I came from, we were responsible, agents were responsible for our own broker's demand. They did not fill them out for us. And if they were not to title within 2 business days, we had to have a written explanation to why. And so some of it's just culture shift coming from one brokerage to another. And then we're getting emails from title saying, there's no broker demand. And I'm just simply forwarding those, just a FYI.
Yeah, no,
So
I get it. We did the same thing at Berkshire Hathaway. When we sent our files to title, we included a broker demand based on the sale price as it was on the Form 21. And then if there were changes after inspection or whatever, we had to do a new broker demand.
yeah,
And I had 2 title friends tell me how much they hated that.
Yeah, it's a pain to constantly be updating it all the time when you could just do it later.
Exactly. So I had 2 people in title go, God, you guys, with all the revised broker demands. And so that's why when we started our process, I thought, let's just do it the week of closing after the inspection period is over. But if you like sending it from the beginning and you want to update it as you go for it. Like totally fine. Just do the top half and then we'll take care of the bottom half when we have final numbers.
once we
As with
learn, you
everything
guys,
else, real estate, it's your business. We're
Yeah.
putting in some guidelines just to stay in compliance, but you can run your business the way that feels good to you.
once we learned, you guys wait till after the 35R. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Cool. It was just a learning thing,
No.
from different styles.
And again, I've had title people say, stop sending these revised broker demands, just wait. And then we have other title people who call 3 days after they get the contract saying, I need the broker demand. So it's, we can't make everybody happy. So let's just make ourselves happy. So do it the way that makes you personally happy. But yeah, it makes sense to do it after inspection period has closed. All right.
Totally agree.
So that was just that little housekeeping. Carly, was there anything else on the housekeeping list? Because I only had that.
We're gonna be out of town next week.
Yeah, Carly and I are going out of town. We're going to a real estate conference in Scottsdale. Betsy and Maggie are going to hold down the fort at the Uptown office, and Tabitha and Roxandra will hold down the fort at Washougal like they always do. And Ridgefield is self-managed, and thank you guys for that because somebody has to do it, and I'm glad that it's the agents.
Yeah.
If you have
Yeah.
managed broker questions while Shanna and Carly are gone, please do not hesitate to pick up the phone and call me. I am happy to answer questions. If I don't have an answer, I am happy to go try and figure it out.
Yeah, and we're gonna be, I mean, we're not going like on a walkabout in the outback. We're going to Scottsdale to a golf resort to sit in a conference room. So we're not disappearing forever. While I've got this up here though, it reminded me, Jennifer Rindy and our complimentary home warranty with Old Republic has gone away. So I need to reach out. I know Kevin at Fidelity, and I can't remember the guy's name at American Home Shield. But if you have a favorite and you want to, you know, talk to them about being our go-to, the reason that I really liked Old Republic is because they gave us the free complimentary home warranty while the house is listed. And I
think
know
most
that,
of them do that, but can we check with America's Preferred and see if they do, because they
Yes.
let you choose your own contractor?
yes, yeah. Well, would you mind just being the call person to
Yeah.
find out?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I'll
love
see
that.
if I can do that.
Because I asked Kevin at Fidelity when no, it wasn't Kevin. It was the guy, because again, at Berkshire Hathaway, we used American Home Shield and we had the free complimentary listing coverage. And when I opened our brokerage, I called my guy there and he's like, oh yeah, no, we only do that for them. So I'm like, well, then I'm going to find somebody else. So that's how we ended up with Old Republic. And Jennifer was awesome. So yeah, if we have a rep who wants to kind of jump in and say, yeah, we provide that service and be our go-to, I would love that so much, because I think that that is such a great feature when you're on a listing appointment, when you can tell the person, hey, when you list with me, your house goes under warranty during the listing period, and that might not sound like much, but here's the story of how Shanna's house had the furnace die between after inspection and before appraisal, complete furnace failure. And my seller got a new furnace installed for $75, which was the copay for the home warranty. So that's a true story. And I've been a big fan of putting on that complimentary home warranty ever since. I'm hopping into the
Another quick housekeeping thing. Spring cleaning. So come visit me and get your mail. And you can text me and say, hey, do I even have any mail? And I'll let you know. But there's some agents who have never checked their mail, so there's some fat stacks.
fat stacks. Come and get your fat stacks. And if you don't want to come and get your fat stacks, call me when I'm there and I'll open your mail for you and tell you if there's anything important and scan it to you.
And also, if you don't call, I'll open your mail just out of curiosity, looking for gift cards.
That's awesome. I like it.
Yeah, we open it before we throw it away when somebody leaves. I just got a $3 winning lottery ticket off of that.
Mom, I believe this is a federal crime you're admitting to on a recorded Zoom.
Actually, it's not, because the mail that comes to the brokerage is for the brokerage. I don't open, well, I do open important things too, because I have people that ask me, like, I'll call, and if it looks important, like it's a tax document, I'll call you and say, this looks important. Do you want me to open it and scan it? And most people just want it scanned over to them so that you have it. But yeah, somebody even has like a couple of things that are like big, bulky, like packagey things in there.
I think it's Amanda's folder.
Yeah. And I think that,
And I did open
if any
that.
of that
so
is
I know what it
chocolate,
is.
I'll be opening it soon.
It's not. I already opened it.
Oh.
You just admitted to it too, Carly.
Well, she'll ask us to. She's like, I'm never coming in. So yes, if it's important, please send it to me.
And if you want to pick up your mail out at Washougal, let me know and I will make an effort to go to the Uptown office every couple of weeks and bring mail out here.
Well, and same thing
just
for
need to-
Ridgefield. Yeah, Carly can take your mail to Ridgefield for you when she comes out on Tuesdays and Fridays, if you just tell her.
I would love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't think I have any mail, but if I do, that's
I don't
cool.
think I have email either, but I would love to pick
Okay,
it up.
so
in
we'll do that.
Ridgefield.
We'll send Megan and Rob's out to Ridgefield unless it's chocolate or gift cards or lottery tickets.
In which case, it's gone.
You can have it if it's chocolate. I don't like chocolate. If you just get a fat chocolate bar, feel free.
All
Feel
right.
free to put my name on it.
Yeah, there you go. Forward. You'll forward that now. All right,
The mail track.
track. We've been talking about track, and I've sent out a MailChimp email that had a schedule for track, and we're changing that schedule because I forgot that I was like past Shanna was smarter than current Shanna, and I set up track in 3 different segments. So you actually don't have to do the whole 12 weeks. You can do 3 weeks and get 12 CEUs. So that being said, we're going to start track in May. And if the timing doesn't work for you, you might say, well, I'm not going to do the first 3, but I'll do the next 3. So here's the info about track. My coach, Katrina, is going to do a quickie 20 to 30 minute. I don't think it'll even go an hour. Zoom for us on April 30th at 10 a.m. about what track looks like. So if you
And
want
if you've
to,
never done a Zoom with Katrina, she's amazing. You should definitely take the time to do the Zoom.
yeah, she's awesome. And so she's going to just tell us, she's just going to do the overview because she won't be teaching our track program. That'll be me and y'all because it's very self-led. But she will talk about it from the company. She works for the company that produces it. So it's 4 credit hours for each week. 1 hour is a Zoom mastermind, and the other 3 hours are you watching videos and doing the homework. What we're going to do for track, because of the 3-week, is it 3 weeks or 4 weeks? It's 3 weeks. I don't know. It might be 4 weeks. I wrote on here that it was a 3-week commitment. It might be a 4-week commitment. Anyway, you have to do the back end work to get the CEUs. It's not optional. I mean, the state wants me to provide, just like I was just on those Northwest MLS. I just did 15 hours of Northwest MLS Zoom, and they print the chat as a log and it's time stamped. And if they say at 9:44, hey, let's do a quick roll call, hop in the chat and put in your name and lag number. And if you're not on the call at that time because you went to rotate laundry, when they pull the log for the whole class, it shows you missing and you don't get the CEUs. And that's not because they're jerky. It's because that is what the state of Washington is requiring of the CEU providers. If we're going to do it on Zoom, we have to prove that people are participating. And so the reason we can do track is because there's a mechanism when you log in to watch the videos, I can print a log of that. So it will tell me you watch the video, and it tells us, it prints out how much of the video. So you have to actually watch the whole videos in order to get the CEUs. And you have to do it on a week-by-week basis. You cannot wait until the end and say, I'm going to go back and watch all the videos this weekend. So you have to take it seriously and make the commitment to do the work on a week-to-week basis. And the videos are not super long, and you might have a couple of short ones or maybe one 1-hour one, generally not more than an hour's worth. And then there's a workbook, and part also of the CEU portion is that certain pages of the workbook get submitted in as kind of the quiz portion of the class, because that is a requirement to do CEUs. So if you want to do it, just know you do have to do it, keep up on a weekly basis. The homework, Yeah, part of the hours. The workbook is in the program and you can just download it or download the pages that you fill out, or you can purchase a printed copy of the workbook from our office. It's $15 because it's really fat, or you can buy one from the vendor for $30 on Amazon. And yes, we will have agents from other brokerages. If you want to invite someone to participate, they totally can. And if you go back to the email with the track info and there's like a link to kind of read about it, it'll tell you that it's $497. I've already purchased it for all of us, so you're not paying anything, and I'll extend that to your guest. So if you want to share it with a guest from another brokerage, they don't have to pay that. But if you share the info page, it's going to tell them there's a cost. So just make sure they know we are doing this as an in-house service. So April 30th, 10 a.m. The Zoom link is in your email, and it's also in the Facebook group if you want to log on just to kind of hear more about track from Katrina, who works for the company.
And I'll tell you guys, I've done it each time that Shanna's done track, I've done it. The first time I did all the assignments and walked through and read all the videos and did all the workbook pages. Then the second time I was just there to kind of be the note taker for everybody and like watch the chat and make notes and stuff. And then I think we did it one other time, or else we maybe didn't finish the whole 12 weeks. But that time I didn't necessarily watch every single video again, but I watched a lot of them. And I looked back at my old notes and things like that. And I realized there were so many things that I missed the first time around, or things that people would say, or things that we would say in our group while we're talking. And there's just little nuggets that you get each time you watch a video, even if it's the same video you watched already the first time you did it. So
yeah, and then there's that power in the mastermind is hearing what other people took away from it. I get something every time, even though I've done the material over and over. And then we have the mastermind and I'm like, well, so-and-so is doing it for the first time and their take was completely different. And it was a really good idea. Why didn't I think of that sooner? So it's a good program and it's a good collaboration.
Or if you have my luck, every time I've tried to do track, I end up getting so busy that I have things colliding and I can't finish. So that's a positive too.
Yeah, that's like that secret lead gen formula of if you need more clients, go on vacation. And then they all call you.
Every time I go to California, I get a house under contract. Every time. I should just start going to California more.
So that's track. Reach out to me if you have any questions about it. And it's 36 hours total, but it's broken up. It's 4 weeks because it's 3 modules. 3 modules of 4 weeks each. That's a 4. I'm sitting here trying to count the hours going, that doesn't add up because that's a 3. It's 4 weeks, 3 hours each, 3, 6, 9, 12, 12 hours, 3 times is 36. So if you want to get your hours this way, you can. Sign order. And I know Carly's going to be like, why'd you use an agent who doesn't work here anymore? But it was the only sign template I had on my computer. If anybody, we're going to be doing a group order for sale signs and open house signs. These are just examples. If you have your own design, that's totally fine. But if you need signs, let's work on them now so we can get them in with the group order, because if we order more at the same time, we get a better price. So if you need signs, let's start working on it.
Where are we ordering them from?
Carly, what's that guy's name?
Sign of the Times.
Sign of the Times. We've stopped ordering from Judy. And I liked Judy and I like Judy, and she's been hard to communicate with and hard to get a hold of because she is very busy. I understand that. But she totally ghosted me on some signs that just that she reskinned that just freaking fell apart. And then she just was unresponsive to all of my phone calls, text messages, and emails about, is there anything we can do? So as much as I am 100%, I will always go, not to be sexist, I will always go with the local woman-owned business if I can, but not if you're going to ghost me when your product falls apart. So if you do your own signs and you want to get them from Judy, that's totally awesome as well. We've only had that one bad experience. And again, a bad experience is what it is. It's the customer service part that gave me the bad taste. Like, at least acknowledge and say, well, yeah, that happens sometimes when we reskin them. Sorry. Like, I wasn't even asking for a free fix, but I got nothing, no response. So we moved over to Sign of the Times. Carly, he's a little bit better priced, isn't he?
He's more consistent. With Judy,
Okay.
you never knew how much it was going to cost you because
Oh, that's true.
it changed not every week, but
Yeah.
his are consistent.
Yeah, so that's who we're using. If you have your own sign person, go for it. If you like bear signs, I tried to set up bear printing, a portal, but we were unable. Carly and I did how long were we on that Zoom with that salesperson? It seems like it was at least an hour. And we thought it was a Zoom to set up our portal. And then it turned out it was a Zoom to sell us a portal for like $200 plus a monthly fee for them to keep our sign templates in the portal where you could click and order. And we're like, you know what, we've got them in Canva. It's easy. We'll just stick with what we've got. But you're, of course, welcome to do your signs wherever you want to. I have not had great luck ordering from online sign companies.
When are you guys going to do the order?
As soon as we have enough people that want in. And I just went back to the to the chat. Yeah, Washington only CEUs, but I will work on it to get it credited in Oregon is just a matter of paying a fee and buying a license, basically, because we've already got an accredited school. So I can look into that and see how quickly they could do that. So, hey, Miranda, yeah, shoot Carly an email and then she'll send you some templates that you can choose from. All right, so that was signs. Let me look at my agenda.
One thing about signs, if you don't mind me adding,
Yeah.
there is a generic hang sign in the back room at the Ridgefield office, because I know we're low on generic hang signs. Since I got my custom hang signs in, I threw the generic one that I was using in the back room here. So if anyone needs it, it's available.
Okay, awesome. So
Also wanted to Google.
okay, so next time, if Brad tells you he doesn't have any of our signs and you want to use the generic office sign, then you may need to check in and make sure there's still one available in Ridgefield or Washougal and go grab it and hang it yourself. Because other than those two, I don't know if we have any more uptown, and then Brad has the rest.
I don't think we have any uptown.
Okay, and then yeah,
Yeah,
so
I don't think there are either. I just have only one on one listing hanging. That's it. And it was from a Brad.
yeah, and then that'll go back into Brad's inventory. Okay. So that was the sign.
Actually, no, it's not from Brad's inventory because it's the Oregon listing. It was one from the office that I took my Oregon
Okay.
listing.
When you say Brad's inventory, who is Brad and what company is that? And does he do Oregon and Washington or just
He
Washington?
only does Washington. His company is called Presidential Post, and
Okay.
he is like one of two that do Washington. There's literally only two options, so we use him.
Okay.
And then
Great.
in Oregon, we use, it used to be called the Sign Man, but what is it called now, Carly?
Postmanes.
I'm trying to look it up. I think it's like Northwest Signs, so.
Yeah, they changed their name. It used to be Postman, and they changed their name. And I think they have a couple of our signs in inventory also.
Is Northwest Realty Sign.
Northwest
Yeah,
Realty
they
signs.
get it.
And so they might have a couple of the generics as well. So if you call
I'm
and you
picking my
say, I
old
need a
ones up
sign,
from them. And
Yeah, if you
getting
take,
them reskinned, so
who do you use?
Northwest Realty, so I'm
Yeah.
going to Northwest Realty to pick up the old ones so that I can get them reskinned.
Okay, perfect. All right, so that is about the signs. If you were unaware, we have a merch shop open in the back, what used to be the sign room. The signs are downstairs. If you know Tracy Hicks, who is a friend of mine, and she owns a company called All Things Real Estate, and they have a very robust website for ordering real estate stuff. And then they have a store in Southeast Portland. And we're kind of trying to get her a little more leverage on the Washington side, and I'm doing that with her. So we've set up a pop-up shop. I can go pick up things from the store, or they will courier them over. So if you need anything like open house signs, I'm the neighborhood agent, banners, the key props, the photo props, all of that stuff, you can get it from us at our office. And you can see we've also just got our own Cascadia stuff in the same room. There's a price list hanging there, so you can kind of self-serve. There's a price list and a Venmo code. But you can also get all of that stuff customized, and it's really not that much more expensive if you want the banner or a sign customized with your info on it. Instead of going to allthingsrealestate.com and ordering it there, we have our own link. So it's allthingsrealestate.com/ATRE for All Things Real Estate at Cascadia NW. And if you order it there and you just do pickup instead of shipping, they'll bring it to our office for free. So it'll save you a shipping charge or a trip into Portland. So even if you want customized stuff, you can still get it through us. You just have to order it through our link, and then that's how that'll work.
Does that mean it's saving on sales tax then too, since they're in Oregon?
Yes, we're not selling it. We're just kind of bringing it over to our office and selling it we're not getting it wholesale. We're not wholesaling. We have a spreadsheet that says wholesale, but they don't wholesale, and we don't have a reseller's license. So we're basically just getting stuff from Oregon for Washington people, buying it from the Oregon store, not buying it from a wholesaler. So if you need anything, yeah, and you don't pay sales tax on it because it is coming from the Oregon store. We're just kind of the middleman stop of where you can get it without having to drive or pay shipping. So if you need any of that stuff, yes, I will post the link in the chat if you want to copy it. Let me do that right now. Okay. So that's in the chat if you want it. And it's also, I think, in the Facebook group. And then we've also got some stuff in there that if you need just like a quickie closing gift, we've got cards, congratulations on your house. We've got sage and a little card that tells them how to smudge. Like that's always a fun thing to throw in with your closing gift. There's a journal called I'm a Homeowner Now What? And it tells, it's just like a place for them to keep all of the pertinent info. So there's other stuff in there. Okay. And that's all I had on the agenda. Let me just look again. Does anybody have any, in the last 5 minutes here, anybody have any haves or needs that they want to throw out to the group? Like a seller that wants you to do more with their listing, or a buyer who wants something really special? What can we help you with?
Yeah, I've got actually 2 things. Is it okay if I share my screen?
Yes, let me make you the host.
While you guys are doing that, I might have to jump off because I have an 11 o'clock, but I just wanted you guys to remind your sellers slash buyers that with every 1% drop in interest rate, 5 million more borrowers become eligible. So anyone who's
Yikes.
sitting on the fence, I mean, so if you put that number out there, 5 million, that might push
Type
people to
that
move.
into the chat. And then Carly's going to make a little graphic about it for social media. So for every 1% interest rate drop, 5 million buyers become qualified to compete with you over the low inventory that's available. Wow.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right, go for it, Rob. I made you the host, so you
All
should
right.
be able to share.
All right, so Megan and I are hosting. We did one in Battleground for seniors. We won't poach your clients, but if you or you have clients that might be interested, we have a reverse mortgage expert, and we also brought in an attorney who specializes in trusts and estates. So we're doing a 1 hour event in Richfield on the 22nd, and then one on the 29th at the Three Creeks Library in Salmon Creek. So if you've got anyone that any clients that are in that 50+ category, that, you know, even if they're renting, I guess you can do reverse mortgage to buy. So it's the legit reverse mortgage, not the old reverse mortgages of the early 2000s. And then yeah, Cheryl Manley from Dixon Law will be there to talk about protecting your property by putting it in trust account. Again, you know, Megan and I are hosting this, but we're not going to poach your clients if you send them. So don't worry. And we'll also put it in the Cascadia agent Facebook group
Perfect. Yeah.
to share as well. And
How
then
has the turnout been for that first
the
one?
Battleground one was flat, so that's why we're kind of wanting to share it elsewhere. And I don't know how to, here, I might have to stop share, switch.
I'm not the only one who's a first timer every time I touch Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, before I go, I do have a listing on, in Fairway Village. We just did a price reduction on it. It's a 55+ community. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet. He did a pre-inspection on it and took care of like 90% of all the issues. So it's a tidy little package. So if you have anyone that's looking to downsize, looking for a 55+ golf community, I've got the perfect house for you.
And how has your experience with Carl been? Has he been up in your face?
He has not been at all.
Okay,
He's not
good.
been up, no, he has not been up in my face. I know that is his area, his
Yes.
baby, but yeah, he has not not been rude or anything like that.
Rob,
Good.
2021 and 2022 was my year. I did like 6 transactions in Fairway, and I didn't have issues with him. He did go and poach some clients of mine, but he lives there, so
Yeah,
but yeah, hasn't been bad for me either.
And
good.
does anybody have anything else? Tabitha, go. Oh, Camus Days. Yeah, we got to talk about Camus Days really quick. And you sent me the image and I didn't make a slide because
Okay.
What's the website? I'll just type in the website.
Camus Days is coming up at the end of July. Last year we had a booth and it was very well received. It was a lot of fun, and so we will be doing a booth again. We'll have swag and we usually have a game to win a basket. Last year it was guess the number of keys in the jar. We can do that again, or maybe come up with some other game. So if you have ideas, fire them off to me, please. If you want to be involved,
I put the link in the chat if you want to know more about what Camus Days is about. But
if you want to be involved, please talk to Shanna or me, and we can make sure you're on the list. And Yeah,
Yeah, it's 2 days, right? A Saturday and a Sunday?
no, it's a Friday and a Saturday.
Friday and a Saturday. Is it?
Unfortunately, the Friday collides with the last day of track, so that will be interesting.
That's okay, because those dates are getting changed because we're breaking it up into 3 4-week sessions. So
It was
That
a lot of
works.
fun last year.
What?
I said it was a lot of fun last year.
It was. It's a fun event. We hand out ice cold water, and a lot of people gave us their information. It is passive. They're not necessarily leads looking to purchase, but I do have a couple of clients that I've been in contact with that are interested in buying that I met at Camas Day. And Angela, do you know, is Evergreen going to be there this year?
you're muted, Angela.
So I realized that after I saw my thing. I'm not aware that we are, but I'm sure that we are because we're usually there every year. I just haven't heard, so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have some pull with Chamber because I'm in the middle of everything and I'm going to be on the board next year apparently. Anyways, last year we were next to Evergreen, which was a lot of fun. So I will ask if we can't be next to Evergreen again. Then we can throw paper airplanes at Angela.
So there will be kind of it'll be shifts. Everybody can assign for different number of shifts, and we are going to ask the people that want to participate to help pay for the booth because it's $250. I'll pay for the booth, but what I'm thinking is if we have a buy-in, then we could use that to do a really good prize that will get more people giving their contact info instead of just like a wine basket. You know, we could do a Yeti cooler full of beer or something fun and bigger that people will be more willing to give their information in exchange for. And then the leads get split up amongst the people who participated in that.
Well, and good ideas, let me know. Last year, Windermere's booth had, they were completely unmanned because their office is right there, but their booth had one of those plastic kids playhouses, and it was sign up to win a house or sign up to win this house. And so if you have some cute idea like that, please share because I'm always looking for good ideas of things that we can do.
Tabitha, I've got a couple ideas. We'll meet offline. And when is Camas Days again?
July 26th and 27th. We're talking about it now because I have to commit here soon before all the spaces are gone.
Alrighty.
Yeah, if you haven't been, it's a big deal. Everybody on the east side will walk through it at some point. All right, anybody else have anything to throw in before we wrap this baby up? All right, well, we're right on the hour. Thank you so much for dropping in. And again, let me know if you want to do the LinkedIn, let Carly know if you want signs. When we get a rough head count on the number of signs, then we'll be able to get the price to see if we can get a discount for doing them all at once. And hit Tabitha up if you want to do Camas Days and share your ideas. All right, bye everybody.
Bye.